Surya Sparks here, and welcome 2020 to our first Fly show, First Love Yourself, a show dedicated to help you dig into your big why that make you fly. Everything about turning your mess to message, your breakdown to breakthroughs, and just supporting you to hang it there because the rainbow is just gonna come right after the storms. Today, I have with me in my very first episode a very dear friend who is just super amazing. If you know about her, she is just someone who is like a left brain and a right brain merged together. She has a double degree in bio and human physiology and started out her career training science to kids and teens, and then later move on to doing adult training. And she is a corporate trainer right now and an intuitive transformational healing and energy coach. And something you want to know about her is that she has won the first runner-up Mrs. Singapolitan Islandwide 2017. And if you have seen those dance movements around on a video, live video on Facebook, that is all from her. She has started this Dance Yourself Free movement, where you see her dancing around freely with friends, and I really love watching those videos. And with me today, the very beautiful Miss Dianna Lane. Thank you, Dianna, for being on this first episode of our Fly movement.
Thank you so much, Surya. It's a big honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Right. So, when every time I think about you, it's this right and left brain person that comes to my mind. Like you are a science trained person, So for a science trained person to move into transformative energy healing, how did that happen? Like science and energy healing. I'm sure you were once a skeptic before.
Super.
So tell me about what got you from science into this woo-woo,
World.
woo-woo world, yeah.
Well, in 2013, my dad fell really ill with chronic depression and anxiety. And for the first time in my life, I actually opened myself to all kinds of alternative healing out there. I actually learned meditation, Taoist healing arts, jade massage. I learned a whole suite of different things. And of course, juicing, things like that. So in 2013, being a bookworm, he completely stopped reading whatsoever.
Okay.
And he was really POW skinny. And we tried our very best for 2 years to help him heal. He had stopped reading completely. And so in 2015, I actually got to know this method.
Okay.
Right? And within months, he started reading again. And I'm like, everything else was the same except for this energy healing method.
Right.
And I could see the results before my very eyes.
Right.
And on top of that, so I was watching YouTube and learning and picking up the method intuitively. It's very right brain stuff. It's actually using our intuition, which is a combination of perception, feeling, and insight. And so what happened is, he started getting improvements. And the cool thing is I started getting improvements. And Surya also has a part to play. My whole life, I haven't done a single video of myself. Because most people have phobias, either of photography or videos, right?
Okay, we're going to pause right there for a moment.
Yes.
You are beautiful, right? You know that,
you.
so you're beautiful. Now, you won't have issues with, how you look and all that. So walk us through, just for that moment, we're going to sidetrack a little bit.
Yes.
Right. Having the looks and still having the fear to go out on video, how does that work? Like, what is that fear? What is that fear from stopping you to get out there to share those, message and everything that you were going through that was so transformative? So what stopped you? What was that fear?
I think basically you're afraid of criticism, rejection, pressure. Yeah.
Okay, someone who's beautiful afraid of rejection, so afraid of criticism. I mean, you are beautiful. You look like a model. You know, you can pass out as, you know, the late Bonnie Hicks. Was that her name? Yeah, Bonnie
Yes,
Hicks. Yeah. So what is that? What goes on in that mind?
It's a very interesting question. I've never been asked that. I honestly, in 2001, I'm a bit too overweight to become a model.
Okay.
I lost weight, and that builds confidence for sure.
Right.
But I did modeling. But it's so different than putting yourself out there in a video.
You speak very well. You have a double degree in science. You trained. You are beautiful, and yet you do not. There is this fear
Yes.
of getting out on video.
Yes.
What was going on?
What was going
Yeah,
on?
in that mind, like when you want to you want to turn on that video and you want to just talk to the audience. So what was that fear? What was going on in your mind?
Great question. I think primarily it's a lot of nervousness within the body, a lot of fears in the body, and being afraid of the limelight, like you're going to be attacked or something like that.
Right. So afraid of being attacked, afraid of the limelight.
Yes.
Take us through that journey. Where did that come from?
Where would it come from?
Yeah.
I think part of the reason is my childhood, right? A lot of times I did not go on stage. I was given the opportunity and I did not. And so after many years, that habit builds up if you haven't broke through.
But what got you into that fear to start with? What happened?
Interesting. I can't quite pin it down.
Like, was there anyone as you were growing up that made you feel
Now that you
not
asked the
good
question,
enough, like that you were not worthy enough, that you should never get out there, and that if you shine too much, then something bad is going to happen to you? Were there any such
Well, maybe one
incidents?
significant event that I recall. I remember being in a cheerleading competition, and after being in the cheerleading competition, I'm finished, and I'm really proud and relieved. And I hear that some girls were, mean girls were bitching about me because I'm heavy-chested, right? I've got big boobs, and so the girls were saying, "Oh my God, she hasn't worn a bra." And that wasn't the truth. I was wearing a bra, and I was just really hurt by that comment.
Right.
I think perhaps maybe I'm really emotional and sensitive.
Right. So that was one of those incidents that made
That I
you
can
like,
recall,
okay,
yeah.
so it get into the subconscious mind, right? The unconscious mind, and just made you not want to shine, right? So why I want to talk about that is because a lot of people out there, they have this self-esteem or confidence issues, and I want them to know that you see a very beautiful lady who is smart, who is educated, who is beautiful, and yet go through these challenges, and it is normal. And I want people to know that it is normal. If you have these fears and if you feel like not good enough, that I'm not smart enough, I'm not beautiful enough, and it's so normal. It's so normal. And I just want you to know, and if you're watching this, that if you have all these fears, regardless, it's not about how smart you are, how many degrees you have, how beautiful you look, but self-esteem and confidence issue is real, right? So it's so real. So then you got into that. Now we're gonna move back. So you got into the training where, like, yes, I pushed everyone in my training to turn on that camera, put yourself out there, and you started doing the videos, right? So that was the beginning of you sharing a lot of the mess that was going through in your life into that beautiful message. But it started off with you helping your dad.
It started off with me helping my dad, and ultimately, that quote about change. You want to see change in the world, it begins with yourself. Gandhi and Confucius says that focus on yourself,
Right.
And then the world around you improves.
Right.
And I think that was definitely one thing. So I cleared the fear, and yet I still did not go out there. I was then in serious workshop, and I'm like, why do you need to go out there? Because people need assistance. I needed assistance, and I'm glad that my friend stepped up to help me. So you never know who you're going to help, but you're not going to help anyone if you don't go out there.
Right. So, okay, your dad was going through his personal issues, and how did you from a science-based person, who would be so absolutely skeptic, right? How did you even explore, this other world, this like energy healing, intuitive world? Usually people who are very practical,
Yes.
very science-based, they wouldn't even want to get there. So it must be a point where, is there a point of desperation? Have you tried everything on the science-based side and you didn't see it work? And was that what pushed you into looking at alternatives?
Most definitely. So I was looking at the conventional therapies,
Such as?
well, the medical therapies,
Okay.
Medicine, and it had a lot of side effects, right? That's for sure. And I was dealing with the side effects, and I'm hoping that something would change. And yes, for anyone to heal, usually you have to heal in many different dimensions. You have to do what's right physically. Mentally, you need to get rid of the junk in your
Right.
head. Emotion, like any emotional baggage you need to clear. You need to work on many different levels. So for me, there was an important point of contact. He was in the wellness industry. When he was really young, like in the army,
Right.
he went through chronic pain, and the doctor just told him to cheer up. He was actually quite angry by that, and then he took responsibility and started reading up a lot of things, and then discovered meditation, and then he was the one who recommended that I go for it. So I'm like, what's there to lose? I was just gonna go for it. Like many people in your life tell you meditation is the key. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it.
Right.
So that's when I really, yes, definitely desperation, and definitely the key, like really wanting to heal the family. Yeah.
So that was the period that you started looking at all these different modalities.
Correct.
Did you attend courses? What did you do?
Yeah, definitely. The meditation classes were for 3 years and in Mandarin.
3 years. Wow.
Yes, and it was primarily to. It's funny to say, but I feel like as a human being that we have many abilities, and
Right.
so the abilities to have a honed gut instinct, to trust your gut instinct. It's a skill, it's ability. You need to train it.
So what modalities did you look at? Like healing. So we're talking about healing when you have depression and you have issues inside, emotional blockages. What were the different modalities that you looked at? From meditation, what else? Because
Well,
you were exploring,
I was
right?
exploring, and I wouldn't say. I hesitate to even mention the names because I do believe that sometimes it boils down to the practitioner. So
Right.
maybe the practitioners that I met didn't resonate with me. So I
Okay.
hesitate to name names
Okay.
because I believe that all of them are going to the same path of being whole and being healed and being complete.
Right. So so meditation is one of it, and then it led to.
It led to the method in 2015 that I practiced developed by a Shaolin Kung Fu grandmaster. So it's Yuan method.
Wow.
Yes, and then I also learned from a medical intuitive in Singapore.
Okay.
And then I also picked up. So what I love to pick up, and I'm still always on the lookout. So I always pick up methods that work really fast.
So what you did was you had this different exposure to different modalities.
Yes,
so
that's
you
right.
were exploring,
Yes.
and then you found this to really work.
To be really fast
To
and
be
effective.
very
and,
fast.
And it's subtle, yet in my life, wow, I'm seeing improvements. I'm doing things I've never done before. I've never dreamed of doing. Yeah.
Such as
Well, primarily
the
was doing the
Mrs.
video. Okay, first Surya was instrumental in giving us the kick and the kick in the butt to do your first video. And after I did the first video, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad. And then I went on to do thousands of videos, and it got me quite a bit of attention. I got to go on radio as a happy guru with John Class.
Wow, happy guru! I like that.
I was a happy guru, being featured on the radio, Kiss 92 at the time, two time slots a day. And that was absolutely brilliant. And I attribute it to the videos, got me attention, opened doors for me.
Right.
And I also went on the pageant in 2017, and that was fascinating as well. I would never dreamed of being on reality TV.
Wow. Okay, so and you attribute all of that to mostly to the healing that
It's
you
definitely
did.
the healing to clear a lot of the fears, but if you do not take the action or learn the technical aspects of things, you won't move, right? And so Surya was instrumental, and another friend who actually passed away in 2015. That hit me hard. You know, like life is so fragile. You think you're gonna have a long time ahead. You know, every day above ground is a good day. You gotta just go out there, stop hesitating, and stop procrastinating. So I think for him, he lived his life so fully. I met him at Tony Robbins, and I remember when Tony Robbins says, "Stand up," he would not just stand up; he would stand on the chair.
Wow. Okay.
And he would really be living life out loud, and he would be taking videos, and I would remember I'm like moving away from the video. That was in 2009, and he had left a series of videos to assist people and to help people and to inspire people. When he passed on, I retrieved the videos, and I'm like, that's so nice. There's a piece of him there, and he's still giving that message. And I remember thinking to myself, let his legacy live on, you know, living happily, healthily, and helping people.
So your journey, Dianna, is more of you seeing your like first you look at your dad going through his his period of, would you call that depression? Yeah, that depression's phase, and that got you to push yourself out there to start looking, to search. So
Absolutely.
I would say, like, if you are in a phase where either you see someone going through depression or you yourself are going through some sort of depression, like what you did was you were open. So this would be the actionable steps, like be open to explore.
Be open to explore, find out people who actually healed themselves, never give up. There are solutions out there. Yeah.
So what was your model, like Google? YouTube? What did you do? Like, did you go out there, meet people? Did you ask? How did you get resourceful? Did you talk to people?
And basically, the very first person I contacted was the nutritionist, right?
So you called somebody.
Yes, I called
you
my
called.
friends.
So it's about reaching out. So you went out there. You didn't know who you can look out for, but you searched for someone who has been there, done that.
Correct.
Right? And you looked out for your friend. So reaching out. So
Yes.
reaching out would be the first step. And that got you to like recommendations.
Correct.
So that was how it flowed. And then you went out there and meet people. That's what I know about you. You are like always out there, like connecting with people, meeting people. So you literally brought yourself out there. And the why for you was to help your dad.
To help family, for sure.
To help your family. But was it in any way also, it was also supporting you?
For sure. Definitely supporting myself, because change begins with yourself.
With your own fears,
Yes.
right?
So there is a whole theory, like when you meditate, your family members are going to receive the benefits as well.
So this is another part I want to highlight. Like, you were out there looking for something to help your dad. You applied it on yourself.
Yes.
And when you do it onto yourself, change starts happening to yourself and also to your dad.
Yes.
So this is because a lot of times we say we want to help someone else, we want to change someone else, but with this sort of healing that you do, you heal yourself, and somehow or rather you would see that change happening to the people around you also. Isn't that so interesting?
It's so beautiful, this concept. Like, I just tell you the most recent thing. I have a phobia of singing, and so I started a group called Sing Yourself Free. And I've never sang in front of my husband, ever. He knows. We've been together for like since 2001. And all of us, and I remember he would critique me once or twice, and I would just, whoop, Keep quiet. And then I decided to start Sing Yourself Free, so that, to conquer my fears of singing. And so this is so beautiful. I start singing, and just a few days ago, both of us are singing in the car together. And I'm like, this is a big, major breakthrough. It's like totally being fearless about it. It's influencing the people around you.
So what you did was, this is what I fear, and I'm going to do the exact opposite. I don't like to sing. I'm going to just sing, you know. And you did the dance yourself free also. What started that?
What started that? Honestly, it really boils down to 2015. So after the healing processes, and then my dear friend passed away, and then being in beautiful Suria's workshop, kicked my butt, did my first video, and many videos started. Somewhere along that line, I also started dancing videos, and I called them Clubbing at Home series. And that was extremely liberating. I love dancing. It's a form of exercise. I cannot, for the life of me, really like gym a lot. So dancing is my therapy, my medicine. And then early this year in August, I was part of Dr. Martha Tara Lee's group. She's Singapore's eminent sexologist.
Whoa, okay, I need to interview her. And what has that got to do with dancing?
No, she loved dancing, and she wanted to form a private Facebook group where women are dancing, and she had no clue whether anyone would join. And for me, I also was like wanting to commit to completing a challenge. And so in August, we completed the challenge, and the benefits blew our minds. She became so much more creative and productive at work, and so much more happy. It was so entertaining to watch people's videos. There was this lady in Australia. She's a little bit overweight, and she also had hurt her ankle. But she dressed up as Carmen Miranda with all the fruit in the headdress, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. Martha was in KL at the time, and then she decided to do a dance at the bathtub. And all of us were
Dancing in a bathtub.
It was so entertaining, and liberating. What happened was this, life can be really challenging. People criticize you, reject you, they ridicule you. So in this private group, we were just lifting each other up. And when we felt so lifted, there was a certain point in August, and I'm like, you know what? I'm full. My tank is full. Because in Singapore, especially, we're in a part of a conservative society. People don't really compliment each other.
Yeah, now that you mention. So it's a group where you can just be free.
Yes.
You can just...
Free to be. People show up in pajamas, zero makeup.
Right.
And then they just dance with zero judgment and 100% support.
And you also wanted to share the fact that you can get high on life without alcohol, right? So yeah, usually we'll go clubbing just to get that mini high, but you wanted to tell the world that you can get high
you can
just
get
from
high
home.
naturally, just through dancing, putting on good music, and having fun.
And having fun.
And also, what happens is that my friend argued with me, it doesn't beat going out there and dancing. And I'm like, dude, what are our choices? We have to go for classes, and it takes like an hour to travel, an hour for dance, an hour back. That's 3 hours of your time, and most of us are too busy for that. And if you want to go clubbing, my friend said, let's meet at 10. I'm like, what? I want to go from 8 to 11.
Right.
But not everyone does that, right? So yeah, this is about you being free, enjoying yourselves. And I think it is really helping the women mentally, emotionally, and physically.
All right, so now tell us more about this energy, intuitive healing work that you're doing right now. What is that about? Like, if you're going to explain to people out there, especially the Singaporeans, right? So what is it? Like, how do you describe it? Like, when people ask you, how does that help? How does that help healing at all?
Okay, it's basically energy medicine. And when you present an issue with me, so I will just use my insight, which is a combination of intuition, perception, and feeling, just to tune in and see what are possible weaknesses behind it and to clear it. And within minutes, you can actually discern a difference or improvement.
What would be the science behind it? Is there, if there is any?
I think it's quantum physics.
Right.
And I think it's difficult to explain.
So it's something that you have to experience.
Yes, I believe so.
And you said that it is fast. How fast is fast?
Well, within seconds, minutes.
What? So how does one experience that with you?
Well, you can check me Facebook, fb.com/Dianna Oh, shoots.
Yeah, so you can just go Dianna Lane on Facebook, right? So just connect with you on Facebook. So what do? You do like consultations?
Yes, I do consultations and I also do live sessions as well.
Right.
So people can get to experience what it sounds like. So actually tonight there is an international healing party at 7 p.m. Singapore time.
There is an international healing party?
I have a lot of clients in UK and America right now.
Like online?
Yes.
It's an online party.
Well, it's on Facebook.
Okay. Right. So what how many sessions does one need? Okay, someone who's watching this right now who's feeling blocked in their life or just low energy, just lost or confused, how many sessions would they need?
I would recommend 3. There's
At
power
least
of
3
3.
sessions,
Yeah.
right? And then walking out of that session, what would they expect to feel?
This is 99% of the time they would feel lighter, more neutral, more calm.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, what stops us from doing a lot of things is our mind, the thoughts and the fears and the emotions. So basically, the key is to clear that, to clear the thoughts
Clear your
that
thoughts.
hold you back and your emotions.
Is this permanent?
Is showering permanent?
So it's like you're gonna have the
You're gonna feel clean, you're gonna feel good, but you're gonna have to do it regularly.
They can do that. They can practice that on their own.
Well, I would recommend like different ways to clear yourself, like going to the beach, having a salt bath, being in nature. All of these things is energy healing, but we just don't say it that way, right? We just feel better when we do it.
So you would recommend them go through the session, the 3 sessions, and then recommendation to continue that for themselves, to continue to feel good. Do stuff that
If they
makes you
ever
feel
want
good.
to learn, I will give them recommendations of who to learn it from. Yeah.
Right. So basically, continue to feel good. Do the dance yourself free. Sing yourself free. So be free. Be free. I so believe in that. Like in Singapore, you're just so confined. There's so much rules and conditioning and programming and should not. So what you truly stand for is freedom, just the happy guru. The happy guru. All right, we as we come to the close, right, if you're going to talk to someone out there and just going to help them through, people who are watching this, it's all about someone who's going through that, the midst of that, tornado, that hurricane, the storm, they are in there right now. What would you say to them?
There is light at the end of it. There is a rainbow after the storm. Just hold on, hang on. And also you can ask yourself in the middle of it, what is it teaching you? Maybe the answer won't come. Just ask yourself the question, like, what is this mess teaching you? What can you get out of it? What is it teaching you? Maybe you're the strong one that can handle it all.
What is this mess teaching you? Love that. Thank you so much, Dianna, for this amazing conversation. I got so much out of that. I got like you being resourceful, you going out there to look for different solutions, and there's not just one solution that fits all, and you constantly seeking, reaching out to people, looking at the mess of the people around you and turning that into the message for yourself. And what I see you do all the time is you constantly immerse yourself with learning. That's what I see you do all the time. And I think that's something that you can do for yourself to get yourself out of any mess, is to constantly be in a learning phase. Because you never know what will fit you. Because
Yes, it's
usually
so
sometimes
true.
when people go through one modality and it doesn't work and then they end it there, but you are always constantly learning. So if you are searching for something and you are looking for that clarity, that peace, that rainbow moment in the midst of that, storm right now, do connect with Dianna on Dianna Lane and connect with her. Schedule that energy healing session. So recommended is 3 sessions, and you'll be able to find that peace, that lightness, and also join her dance yourself free and now sing yourself free movement. Connect with this happy guru right here, and you'll be on your way to find that why that's inside you, and connect and tap yourself inside and tap in within so that you can fly.
Fly.
Constantly fly. See yourself in a space where you can first love yourself and fly.
Fly. First love yourself.
Bye.